Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. We're going to start decorating our TN using the Classic Christmas Collection by Happiness in Crafting by Gi Kerr. This is my design team project for July, and what I've done is I've cut, I did print out a couple of, excuse me, I did print out a couple of extra background pages. I put the pink color on the back of this, and I've trimmed it down to 8.5 because I want to make an envelope. And then I've got these 4x6 index cards, and I've cut them down to 2 3/4 because these are going to fit in our little tip-in pockets. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to put this aside for now. The first thing I want to do is I want to get some Distress Oxide on these index cards, and all I'm going to do is spray them and let all the colors kind of run together, but that way I can let them dry while I'm doing some other things. So let's see, we've got Shabby Shutters, Spun Sugar, and Vintage Photo. That's what we're going to be using. So I probably should have shaken these up a little earlier, but that's okay. It's, if you on these Distress Oxides, because it is ink and pigment, you don't necessarily want to shake it up and down because it will come out the top, but you kind of want to swirl around that little ball that's inside until this is clear on the bottom, and that means the pigment is mixed in. So I'm just going to do maybe up high a little bit. Just want them a little distressed there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Shabby Shutters and the Spun Sugar. Now, I don't have the Tattered Rose Distress Spray, Oxide Spray, so that's why I'm using the Spun Sugar. It's very close. Alright. But this gets the colors that I have. I don't know why this one leaks really bad, so. And then it doesn't want to spray at all. So I may have to see what the deal is with this one. Excuse me. I have allergies, or the smoke or something is really bothering me right now. I've been wheezing a lot. I hope I haven't developed asthma, but that's kind of what it feels like. If I hadn't been wearing a mask for a year and a half, I'd almost think I had bronchitis or something. But anyway, okay. We've got fires burning too around us, so and then when the wind is blowing, and you know, allergies. I do live in a farm community, so just gonna wipe this up. You can see, you know, I don't know why I didn't consider this until now. I bought one of those flat boxes, one of those Tim Holtz flat boxes. I need to use that. So I'm just going to kind of wipe that, maybe smear it a little bit with my wet baby wipe, and then we'll repeat on the other side. Not worried about any particular design, I want the colors there. So these are not as wet as the ones I did previously, so I did finish the other book, so I would have a prototype, and so I've already done this once, and then let's see, probably should have waited to clean up till after. This one just a little bit more green. Almost squirted myself. Did you see that? Oh, there we go. Now it's squirting. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to blot this side. I think I need to get a roll of paper towels. I've seen, is it Andrea over at Artie Mays that rolls the paper towels? I've probably seen other people do it too, but I thought, you know what, that's brilliant. I need to get a roll of paper towels. So, alright, I think that's fine. I'm going to put it aside to dry. And once more, get this. Had a little glue mishap here yesterday when I was filling the bottle, and went to clean it up too quick and it took some of the glue off. This is making a huge mess. Let me have a dry one here. That might help. And I'll do a better cleaning later, but I just want to get it so it's not getting all over my hands and my arms. Okay. Alright, so I can put these away. And I really like those Distress Oxides. Those are fun. Oh, that's what okay, yesterday I put water on it afterwards to help it spread, and that's why it didn't spread as much today. Oh well, they don't need to be identical. Okay, so we're going to do an envelope. Now, the size of envelope I wanted to use an 8.5 by 8.5, and the only 8.5 by 8.5 I see on here, I don't even see, is 5 by 5.5. I don't want one that wide. I kind of want a smaller. There's an 8 1/8 here. That's 4 1/4 by 5.5. That says a score at 3 3/4. I'm just going to try that. See what happens. It's only paper. If it's too big, you know, we'll just see what happens. So 3 3/4 score. I'm going to use the big side because I don't want to go through that paper. And punch, rotate, and it goes to 4 3/4 on the second time, so that should be okay. And punch, and rotate. And you don't have to measure after the first time, but sometimes I try to keep an eye on where it is because two sides are going to be the same. Alright, and then rotate and punch. So that did turn out way bigger than I thought it would. Gosh, that turned out way bigger than I wanted. That's 4. That might be okay. That might be okay. We'll see. Now I want to turn this around and do that little punch on the back. I think this is like a 1/4 inch rounding, which I have on my chomper, but this one seems really smooth. It gives you just this little minuscule little clippings. Okay. Get rid of that, and let's fold this up and see what we've got. The pages are 4 1/4, so this is going to be bigger. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If it's too big, I think this is bigger than the one I did yesterday, which I thought was too big. So let's see. It comes out to 4 3/4, and the pages are 4 1/4, but it's okay if it sticks out a little bit. And I want it to be right here. So I don't know. I may revisit this. We'll see. I'm just going to stick it here for now. All right. So let's do. Excuse me. Let's do the tip ends. I'm not going to do them all with you, but I'm going to show you a couple. So I have cut, I printed all 5 of the background pages. Now, if you remember correctly, we're doing 2 TNs. So 5 pages are in this one, 5 pages are in the other one, because there are 10 background pages. I printed all 10 of those on cardstock, and I alternated pages. So if they were already in here, I put them in the other book, and if they were in the other book, then I used these in here. So basically all 10 background pages are going to be in here, one way or another. So, hang on. Okay, where were we? Sorry about that. My daughter was downtown, jury selection, and I had to go pick her up. She does not drive and takes too long to take the bus. So anyway, we decided to go out to lunch, and now I'm back. So let's do these tip-ins. Okay, so we have these little flippers here, and so I've cut these the height of the page, which is 8.5 by 3 3/4, and I need to decide which one I want on the front and which one I want on the back. I think I'm going to do this one because it's kind of, it'll make that like that wreath. I think that'll be cool. So I am going to use my envelope punch board for this, and I'm going to do a little punch 4 1/4 because that's going to be the center. Making sure 4 1/2, 3, yeah, 8.5, 4 1/4. There we go. Now I did that like this because that's the way they're going to be in the book. Okay, so I am going to ink this, but you know what? I use this because I'm getting tired of cleaning my mat. All right. And I'll show you how to do a couple of these, but I don't think you need to see me do all of them. But yeah, these are fun. And then inside the pockets, we will put, I am going to ink right along here because you can see a little bit inside that pocket. But, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, there we go. Those little index cards that we did, they're nice and dry now, and those are what's going to go inside here. So let's bring this back in. The easiest way to do this, do it the correct way, is to put this here, add the glue, and then press it down because it's going to be flatter. With the wet glue, you have a little bit of time to adjust. I'm going to turn it this way, be a little bit easier. So I'm going to put that glue on here. And I am going ahead and gluing this whole flap because I don't want to have to worry about things getting stuck on it all the time, and this will just be a stopper and it'll stop and I'll know that. Alright, so putting this here and closing that down like so, and that way I know that it fits. And then this one's going to go right on top, only this time we're going to come all the way up here because we want to close that and that pocket. Like so. And then we want to line this up on the outside because that's what you're going to see. We have a little minute to adjust. Since we punched them together, they should line up pretty well, like so. And it's not, if they're not lined up perfectly, don't worry about it because we're going to have something in the pocket, so it's not going to even matter. But there we go, there's the first one. So now we have a pocket. Okay, so let's do the next one. Find the next flipper. There's our envelope. Okay, here's our next flipper. This one's not as decorative. It's just the green page. Oh yeah, it has that one. So we want that on this side. And we'll take this. Is there writing on this? Take my glasses off so I can see. Sometimes it's very faint and you can't tell if it's writing or texture, and if I can't tell, then it doesn't matter. So I'm putting them with the wrong sides in the middle. Bring my punch board in, and 4 1/4 punch. Okay. All right. Let's get this on here. Oh, I want to ink these first. Let me ink these. Ink. I really love this image. It's so pretty. In fact, I love this lighter one even. I mean, both images are great, but I like this one even better than the other one because it's kind of subtle. And I'm just doing the open side. There we go. Alright, let's do this one. And I don't know if you can see this on camera. I think I said that before. It's very subtle, but that's okay. I'm just going with the theme. I'm using the shabby shutters all the way through. And I don't think the shabby shutters looks like the cover. Most of them are, I guess, slightly off, but you know, that's okay. I do like this color. Alright, so back to the glue. I have Fabri-Tac in here, and I noticed that Fabri-Tac does have a different smell than the Beacon 3-in-1. And I haven't really noticed a difference in how it works. It seems to work the same, it just smells different. And so I think that's interesting. It almost smells like, well, you can smell the acetone, okay? And I know there's acetone in the Beacon 3-in-1, but this almost smells like wood sap from like pine sap or something. I don't know, there's something in it that a little stronger. So, and then I got these from Dollar Tree, 1.75 ounces for $1. It says foam and poster board adhesive. Guess what? This smells exactly like the Fabri-Tac. Same texture, same viscosity. That's probably redundant. The same pine or wood smell of the sap. So I'm wondering, you know, hey, it could just be marketing. You know, for some reason the Beacon 3-in-1 doesn't smell as strong to me anymore. Or maybe they're just changing their formula because it's been a while since I bought the Beacon 3-in-1, so who knows. Alright, let's get that on there. I'm going to line it up here. Because this is the part you see. And put that down. It leaves a tiny gap, but you're not going to notice that. That's so that you can move it back and forth. And you'll notice that this book lays really flat. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to go on and do the rest of the tip-ins, and then I'll be back. Okay, now we have all the tip-ins in. I want to put some lace trim on these little index cards, which are nice and dry. And these will go inside those pockets. So, that. Just a little bit of hangover on the back. Okay. Let's bring that back in and put these in the pocket. Some of them are more lace than others hanging off, but these will go in here like so. Here. Guess it doesn't matter which one goes in which pocket. Okay, this one's got some stray glue there. Sometimes you get that from going from one side to the other, you get that string across. I try to catch it, but sometimes I miss it. And then our last one. There we go. Okay. And see, because we have that bigger cover, everything fits inside there. So, all right, what's next? Let's work on the front and back pocket. So I will use one of the journal cards. I've got all the things that tags, more tags. Some tags are sewn around, some are not. Excuse me. Yeah. And there's some more cutoffs that we'll be using in a bit. I'm looking for my journal cards. Here's all the ephemera that I did not use yet. Here's our cutoffs from the colored paper. And then, okay, so I sewed around 4 of these journal cards. And, yeah. And then I sewed around those 3 tags, and then I have these 2 journal cards. This is what I want to make pockets out of. So let's find the top and put a little punch in it, as we do for pockets. And I'm going to do 2.5. Okay. And what I found on one, I used like a 1/4 inch score line, and it wasn't enough. So we're going to do 1/2 inch. I mean, I made it work, but I think the 1/2 inch will work better. So I'm going to come along here and do 1/2 and 1/2 and 1/2. And like I said, these are the 2 of the journal cards from the collection. 1/2. Half. No, that's a little bit more than 1/2, but that's okay. And 1/2. All right. And then we're going to fold on those lines. Now, what I want to make sure that I can fold these sides in first and the bottom piece over the top of that. If I go straight across, excuse me, if I go straight across at a and just make a triangle cut, these will meet, but they won't overlap, and I really want them to overlap. So I'm just going to do a smaller little cut here, maybe 1/8 of an inch up to that corner, and the same thing on this side. And I'm cutting out where they cross. Okay, same thing on this side, just about 1/8 of an inch. So it's not quite that triangle. But what I find then is that I can close this and attach these here with some glue. And I'm just gonna put a dot there and a dot there. And what that does is it allows me to put things in and out of the pocket without them getting snagged on this piece. If I glue this down first, it's going to go in the pocket and stop. But because I did the sides first, it's going to go in and it's not going to necessarily stop on that line. I mean, it could, but it's less chance. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so let's do that with this one as well. And like I said, just about 1/8 of an inch from that score line. And it's easier to do once you've gone ahead and folded it, because you can see that fold. So I'm going to fold these in first. Put a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue there. Did anything come out? No. There it goes. And just hold that for a second so it can catch. And then we will put these on the front and back covers, and inside these pockets will go one of these tags. However, now that I'm thinking about it, does this gonna fit in there? That might fit in there still. When I did the 1/4 inch on either side, it was able to fit in there quite nicely. So we'll see. We'll see what goes in there. Okay, so let's get this on the front. Which one do we want on the front? It doesn't matter. I think I want to put this one on the front. Oh, I could have put the lace on first. That would have been helpful, but that's okay. I can put it on after. All is not lost. And I'm just going to center this there. Okay, come to the back cover and repeat. Oh, I should have checked this first. Okay, good. It's not the same. Not the same, Santa. Okay. And there we go. All right, so let's trim a little lace down here. I think I'll cut it first. Make it a little easier. I forgot I wanted to put this one down a little bit lower, so I didn't need that extra bit of glue there. There we go. And I don't want to put him in there because he's the same Santa, and I don't want to put him in there. No, these two are the same. I want to put this guy in here. All right, and then we'll go to the front and we'll put this one in. Okay, and then as far as journal cards, I could put this one in here. Let's put let's use this one. We'll use that in the middle of the book. So let's see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, I think it's just well, it does fit. Okay, it actually fits perfectly. All right, pull it out just a little bit because I don't want it to get stuck in there if there's any stray glue. And I'll do the same one here. If it gives me any trouble, I can trim it down just a tad. Oh, yeah, we're going to be fine. Perfect. Okay. All right, so what's next? I need to bring my little prototype over here. Oh, I need to run lace along this edge here. Alright, I am using, this was a new roll of the Dollar Tree crochet trim, and I ended up using a whole roll on the book because whatever is left is what I used to for the closure, which worked out pretty well. Hey, got that pretty straight. That never happens. Alright, might need to add a little bit more glue to this piece. Alright, so we've got that. I am going to add something else to these tags. What am I adding to the tags? I forgot. Oh, okay. Yeah. So 3-inch piece of this crochet trim. And we'll just staple a little topper on there. Okay, and we'll do the back one. I mean, I don't have to do them exactly the same, but I figure why reinvent the wheel, right? I've already done the first one. I like the way it came out. So, since I have the same components, I might as well do it. It's not going to be the exact same, but it'll be similar. Alright, so what's next? We have, okay, on the next page behind the lace, we have a cutout. And, what did I do with those? Oh, here they are. I decided to use the bells. There they are. So, let's cut these bells out. And then I think I'm going to call that a video because I'm probably way past my 30-minute goal. And then I'll go on to the next part. I'd like to go ahead and keep working on this and get it finished so that I can move on to the next project. But I hope you guys are liking this. And oh, and don't forget, Gi is running a sale in July on her Christmas collections. So I will leave the link to her Etsy shop below for happiness and crafting. Lots of fun stuff there. And if you're not a member of her Facebook group, she does put out a weekly freebie that coordinates with you know, her kits. So she's got some really neat kits. So this one is Classic Christmas Collection. It has 10 backgrounds, 4 ephemera pages, and just a lot of fun. Very vintage. I like it a lot. So yeah, go check out her Etsy store. She also has happinessandcrafting.com, where you can find a lot of other designer videos using her collection, or design team. Did I say designer? Design team videos using her products, and more information. Okay, so let's go back to this page, and we are going to make a tuck spot excuse me, with this. So I want the glue to be here and here, so I'm going to do it with my thumb, and I'm going to make an just a straight line. I'm not going to worry about the I mean, you could put glue here if you want, and then I'm going to make a straight line this way, and that will work as a tuck spot. And I'm just going to put that right there. And the piece that I'm going to tuck inside, I haven't come across yet because it's a cutoff when I'm doing something else later. So I'm just going to leave that there for now, and we will go to the next part. Thanks for watching.